here in the UK, currently in 2017, a lot of people would have been made aware of the recent terrorist attacks here on our home soil. And it's absolutely shocking to read and to see and to hear what has been going on, especially in places like London and possibly soon other urban areas. Now, I thought it would be a good idea to show this video now of my medical kit, which I'll keep in my car for emergencies. I've been carrying this in my vehicle for 2 years now, and luckily I've never had to use it, and I hope I never have to. But now here's the thing, I have had some training in some of the pieces of equipment in here. Some of the items I have no training whatsoever, so I'd like to make that clear from the start. The old rule of thumb is only carry what you're trained to use, but my thinking is, especially at the current time, is if there's a problem, you go to the scene, you help, you've got kit and equipment there on the scene for other professionals who could be there to use them, because not everyone would carry items like this in their vehicle. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get it onto the floor, and I'm going to go through everything which is inside this bag. Right, so here is the bag itself. This bag is made by a company called Ibex20, and this is the Ibex20. 20 meaning it carries 20 litres or thereabouts. Now you may notice some differences between the shop bought version and this one. I actually removed all of the elasticated straps, and there was a few other pieces that I cut off, because I just wanted this as streamlined and as basic and as simple as possible, and I did not want it getting snagged on anything. More often than not, if you ever have to use the contents within this bag, it's going to be rushed and an emergency, and you don't want it to be slowed down in any way. So I'll give myself the best chances by removing anything that can be caught or snagged. As you can see on the front, there is a patch. This actually glows in the dark, so obviously if it's night time or in the tube or even in the underground, just no time at all, you can actually glow this up, and it works very well in the dark. You probably can't see it at the moment, but I'll try and include some photographs of it lit up in the dark, and it works very, very well indeed. On the outside of the bag, trauma shears. Now items like this you're going to need to get to as soon as possible, hence I've got a pair on the outside and I also have a pair on the inside too. Carry straps, so you can take it from your vehicle to the scene in short notice. Starting from the outside, first things that you're going to need to be wearing, I'm sorry for the sunlight, is gloves. Now these are sealed, the right size. You need to get to them quickly, hence they're on the outside. The information of this pack is there, by Vanquest obviously, made with Cordura, so it will last a hell of a long time. I'll put this tag on there to get it open as quickly as possible. When I store this bag in a vehicle, these two pulls are left like this. The reason being is you would probably want to get to this very quickly. So the idea being is you will lay it down like this, and you will pull it open in one swift motion like that. As you can see, we have more gloves. The idea being, as I just mentioned earlier, if you need to help out at the scene, there'll be others there. Hopefully there'll be other professionals as well, and they'll be very grateful of having gloves as well to prevent cross-contamination. The reason I didn't pack these is because they're loose and they're very easy and quick to get to. Before you do anything, get the gloves on. More gloves there. So, Gorilla Tape, multiple uses. We have a splint there for someone who's broken a limb. We have some nightsticks Now these are military ones, and they will get a nice glow of light to where your casualty is if it happened to be dark. These will not fail. There's another one there for good measure. We have cling film. Excellent piece of equipment if there are burns victims. Okay. The training that I did receive back in the reserves was the 4Bs, and on recent courses that I've been trained at work, they still use the 4Bs in some cases now, and it goes in the order of importance: breathing, bleeding, breaks and burns. Okay, so we got breathing, we got bleeding, we got breaks and we got burns. Obviously this is broken down into a small size because you can't carry an ambulance in a backpack. But we tempted to try the basics. Now we have some saline there and there. That's basically to flush out any glass or stuff like that from any wounds, to give the a bit of a chance for infection. You don't want to get infected. Now, what I liked about these 4 pouches, they're made by a company called Condor. I wanted something which can be taken out independently. Now, the best thing about this is Velcro everywhere, and the whole thing is completely removable. Velcro everywhere, see? And that is the same across all of these. Independently, they can all be removed. That's the company manufacturer there, Condor. And the same as I've done on the outside, where you can get to it quickly. All of these are open, so you can get to them quickly. So with brakes, we're mainly going to be having lots of slings and bandages, etc. And some more tape. This has a micropore tape. It can work in conjunction with your Gorilla Tape there. Bandages everywhere, and just to make some use of the space, some sterile wipes there. And we've got more bandages inside this little compartment here, which is open. Alright. The reason being, I just wanted quick access to everything in there. So that covers that. Bleeding, same principle. You open it and it's all there, quick access. Secondary pair of smaller trauma shears. We have an Israeli bandage inside here. I like to keep mine still in its packet. It just keeps all of the contents nice and sterile. Some people like to remove these, but in my opinion, it just removes the extra barrier. Okay, you want to keep all of your wound dressings as clean as possible. So it's still in its original packaging and in date too, which always helps. Tourniquets. Cat 5 tourniquet. Personally, I've had no training in how to use this, and I will not be using this. This is there for someone who is trained to use it. Okay, it's very easy and simple to put on, but the difficulty comes with lack of training, what to look for once it's been applied. Okay, so that is there for trained personnel only. We've got more hemorrhage bandaging there for heavy bleeds. Quick clot. And we've got some more gauze here. More sterile wipes, more pads, etc. More micropore there. And inside this zip compartment we have saline solution, again for flushing out wounds, etc. We have a small sealed knife in its packet there. and another one. 2 is better than 1, obviously. So that pretty much covers the bleeding. Moving along to the side, the same principle again. You open it quickly. Burns dressings, very, very handy, in all different sizes. And smaller ones there obviously as well, in conjunction with your cling film. Could be very, very handy as well. And breathing. Once again, I've had no training in how to use these, but obviously, as I said before, they're there for trained personnel only to use if they are needed. And also we have small sachets of lubricant if needed. Sometimes they're not needed, depends on the person using it, but they're there just to make it a little bit simpler to insert these into the airway easier. And they just sit there ready so you can open them quickly. In the side spare pouch we have more sterilised wipes, lots of those. And one of the best things I liked about this backpack for this idea is once you remove all of these pouches, all of this is insulated and padded. So for your core body temperature, you've got a casualty, you can actually lay them on this and treat them. It's going to take them off of the ground and keep them more comfortable and more warm. And in dire situations, it could be a lifesaver alone, just having some insulation behind the casualty that way. Speaking of casualties, once you've got the patient on the pad, you've got a side zip, and you've got a quantity of space blankets to retain their body heat and to keep them comfortable whilst more help is on its way. As is on the other side, we have some sanitising wipes there. Big fan in keeping things clean, just makes life a lot easier to prevent infection further along down the recovery process. So there it is, that is the loadout of my vehicle medical kit. Everything here, as you can see, stays in the vehicle 24/7. This will come in handy for any road traffic accident or any terrorist attack, or indeed any family event should things go seriously wrong. As I stated before, and I can't say highly enough, only use the kit that you are trained to using. Some of this, as I've mentioned before, I am not trained in and I will not be using, but as I said, it is there for trained professionals only, should they be on scene at the same time. I'm pretty sure this will go quite a way to preserving life, and life is so precious, and to see it snuffed away needlessly is a damn shame and an awful waste. So we do what we can to help others, and hopefully this will inspire you to think about what you carry in your vehicle. These are uncertain times we're living in, and no one knows the future. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.